Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to contribute to this very important bill. Madam Speaker, water is essential for life. And without water, there is no life. Madam Speaker, access to adequate, safe, and affordable water is indeed a basic human right, because water is a key driver of economic and social development. We know, Madam Speaker, that water is one resource that is there in plenty, because 3/4 of the Earth's surface is occupied with water. But incidentally, water again is indeed very scarce, because out of that 3/4 of the Earth's surface that is occupied with water, only 0.08% of that water resource is available for agriculture, manufacturing, drinking, and sanitation. And therefore, there is serious competition for the little water that is available for human use. Mr. Speaker, we recently visited Israel as a Committee of Agriculture, and we could see what the water resource can do to revolutionize an economy like Israel, where certain areas receive only up to 1 millimeter of water density. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, solution to water problems require proper water resource management. It requires proper reforms in water governance for us to be able to utilize this rare commodity, to be able to really feed our people. Millions in this country and elsewhere live with insufficient fresh water. This is often caused by polluted freshwater resources, overexploitation of groundwater, and indeed mismanagement of wetlands. Mr. Speaker, what we need to do is to optimize the use of water resource, while at the same time we attempt to minimize the environmental impact of water use. The solution, Mr. Speaker, is indeed an integrated approach, because we find that the use of water is needed in industrial use, for manufacture, water is used in agriculture, water as domestic use, and therefore the only solution to proper management of water resource is an integrated water resource management approach. Mr. Speaker, this should be done at various levels. We indeed require a hierarchical approach where at national level, the national government would be dealing with the institutional framework, the formulation of policies and plans. At county level, we would expect the management issues to be dealt with. That is planning, organization, coordination, and the development of water resources. And then we go further down to community level, where we need to involve the stakeholder participation and involvement of community and private sector in day-to-day running of and management of water resources. Mr. Speaker, water rights is an emerging challenge, and I would like to give examples of how water resources have been mismanaged in this country. My constituency, Mr. Speaker, Uriri constituency, is spanned by 2 freshwater lakes, rather freshwater rivers. We have River Kuja running to the western side, and River Kuja, Mr. Speaker, is used to irrigate Nyatike, which is a neighboring constituency. Then we have Rivoyani to the southern side of the constituency. Rivoyani is the main feeder, is the main source of water used in Migori town, which is the headquarters of Migori County. If you look at the way it has been done, Mr. Speaker, The one which is used for irrigation, for irrigating what we are calling the Lower Kuja irrigation project, which indeed is over 7,000 hectares, and a project which is estimated to cost about 4.2 billion shillings. Mr. Speaker, this water is pumped to the next constituency, yet the people of Uriri, from where that water is sourced, do not benefit at all. They do not participate, they do not oversee the management of that water resource. The same thing has been done with Rivoyani, which is actually the major supplier of water used in Migori town. The people of Uriri are not participating in the management of that resource. They are watching as that water is being pumped to be able to be used in the headquarters of the county. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, what we need to see is participation of the stakeholders in management of water resource, particularly the communities from where the water is sourced. Because once that water is pumped, Mr. Speaker, there is an effect on the environment. And proper environmental impact assessment needs to be done so that people are enlightened, people are sensitized on the effects of such a project, Mr. Speaker, so that we need to weigh what the economic benefits of that project is against the social costs of that particular project, particularly when we talk about management of water resources. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I strongly support the motion, I strongly support the bill, so that as it is enacted, we'll be able to manage these resources properly. And more so the water catchment areas. Catchment areas have not been properly managed because the wetlands, Mr. Speaker, act as the sponge for holding water. They act to avoid soil erosion because they hold the water. All these, Mr. Speaker, if properly managed, then I believe the resources that we have in plenty in this country would go a long way in changing the economy of this nation. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, I do hope that the Galana Kulalu water project, irrigation project, which is supposed to irrigate up to approximately 1 million acres in this country, will be able to address the issues of food security using water resource, if properly managed. If it is not properly managed, Mr. Speaker, then we may end up utilizing that water, but in the end, it may not benefit Kenyans in overall terms. With those few remarks, I beg to support the bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.